Hello, we've had a pair of shoes brought in for repair and this is a lovely old pair of Barkers, and this is the hishine leather, the bookbinder leather. Not that I'm a big fan of it, because stuff like this starts to happen where we see in here where the creases start to get a little bit bad, and you see the creases there. Look, if you zoom in there you can just see that starting to crack a little bit there. And what should we be doing about that? Well, as you will know, polish is not good for your shoes. So you wouldn't rub polish into that, because polish dries up, goes rock hard. You know, you leave the lid off the tin, the air gets to it and it dries up and goes rock hard. If you put polish into there, the air gets to it, it dries up, it goes rock hard. So what you would do is put some cream on there. What we can actually do here at the Shoe Healer, what we will do, and it won't stop it, it will just help it, is we will just inject a little bit of glue into that leather, and the glue soaks in, and it says it's a flexible glue. Don't use super glue or anything like that. It's a flexible glue, and it just helps to bind all the bits of leather together to keep that shoe going. And then we'll put a little bit of shoe cream over the top. As soon as you start to see your shoes creasing like this, and it's a bookbinder or side leather, hishine leather, start getting cream on them as soon as you can. Now, these shoes have come in for a repair, and they've had at some point, this is a working shoe, so it's had at some point a taupey sole stitched on and a taupey heel, and the sole is hardly worn. Look, it's just worn the lines off of the sole. When we look at the heels, we can see that that one particular heel is quite well down. The other one is not so well down. It would have been all right, the other one, but that heel is down. The sole is hardly touched. But what has happened to these shoes, look here on the edge there, look, you see where it's worn right over there on the edge. So I'm thinking this gentleman sits at his desk at work, and he's sat with his feet like that, and it's worn the edge of that sole right the way down to nearly the welt, look. Whereas the sole itself is perfect. So he might be driving in these shoes and his foot's across like that, and he's just rubbing away on that edge of the shoe. But we will give those a full repair. It's such a shame, because that sole is fabulous other than the outside edges. Definitely not walking like that, because he'd be walking down the road on the edge like that. But that's something to do with him sat at his desk, I think. Okay, this is, you can just see the crack. Can you get zoom in on the crack there, and you can see where that's in two places there. So this is a syringe full of glue, and we're just going to get that. It just helps us to work this glue. If there's a hole there, we can actually put this through and stick this down to the lining. So what we'll do now is we'll work this glue into that crack and then wipe it off. It won't stick to the face of this because it's too smooth, but it will just soak into the leather and help to reinforce this area. You can't do this with all shoes, but this shoe we've caught just in time. So the glue won't stick to the face of the leather. We'll get all those bits off, but it will go into the cracks there, and when that's set, that will just toughen that up so much better.